Good morning. It's day 13. We started by having breakfast and then making our way to the U-bahn by ourselves, where we were going to meet a professor.
So should I call Dr.
train broke.
We were on the train and then all of a sudden it stopped and we sat there for like 3 minutes. It was really funny because no one was saying anything, and you saw people looking around. Everybody was kind of looking at each other like, it's been a minute. And then the announcement, they're like, problem, get off. And so we all got off the train, and then that one moved, so we were able to just get on the next one. But we get on, and I walked on, and then the doors closed behind me, and it was like this moment. No! But then the doors open, and everybody else got on. I think we all felt very cool being able to go on the U-bahn without our teacher's guidance, and here's us looking like a squad, so... Dr. Andrea walked us through a place that used to be called Little America, which is where all the American troops stayed when they were here in the late 1900s, and they really mixed in with the German culture. Then arrived at the school named after Peter Linné, who was a gardener in Germany. At this school, it's a vocational school where they learn and prepare to be ready to work in the workforce in things like landscaping and nature and zoology. Students attend the school on a rotational schedule between taking classes and also working in internships where they're paid, and they learn a lot of valuable knowledge about how to be prepared to enter the workforce after just a couple years. This system is supposed to standardize across the country to make all education the same.
We don't have food.
They're full of violence. Look at their little teeth. There's violence in their house. I don't think they are. They seem a little violent.
One of the teachers gave us a tour of the school, and we got to see all the different resources and tools that are used to educate the students in attendance there. One of them was all of the animals that you can see here.
Oh my God,
I'll give you €2 and you stick your finger in.
I want a guard goose when I grow up, so.
This is giving Dr. Doolittle.
One of the benefits to this education is that all of the students entering a new job will have received the same background and have mostly done their training prior to their entrance into the workforce. It also is a good way for students who aren't going to college to still get some further education to get more advanced positions. Their instruction is overall super interactive, as you can see in the gardens that they're growing at their school. We got to hear about their work with renewable energy, including the solar panels and also biofuel. Here is a little car prototype that they had, as well as aquaponics that they're studying in their lab. One thing that I really like about this is that it's really an accessible way for people to learn. School in Germany is definitely less expensive, but it still has costs associated with it, as far as like living and food and things like that people still need. But this is a really great way for people who also feel like they're maybe not super set on going to university to still be able to learn, and they're able to work and still get money and earn money, and really learn the specifics and ins and out of their field. They also talked about how the students are able to kind of compare their job experience with other people, and how one of the most important things about where people want to work is also finding out where they don't want to work and what they don't want to do. So honestly, I really appreciate this as a part of the system. And we have vocational schools in America, but I really don't think that it's on the same level as these schools. And it's also cool to see how they're integrating sustainability and the impacts of climate change into their studies of doing like gardening, renewable energy, and things like that. So it's super awesome. After leaving the school, we hopped on the train and made our way to an award-winning rooftop garden in Berlin. As you can see here, the man who created this put so much time and effort into creating a sustainable solution that he could hold on his roof in Berlin.
Ready?
We can also, look at spaces and how we're able to take space and turn them into something sustainable. A lot of the roofs in Berlin, are more like slanted, but there's a ton of flat roofs in America. And I think taking a garden like that and implementing it there would be a really awesome way to include sustainability more in our everyday lives, because I think that really is one of the biggest things that I've learned in Germany, is that environmentalism and sustainability, they're not things that they're constantly thinking about, but there are things that are constantly a part of their lives in ways that they're not necessarily conscious of anymore. And I think, adding that to American roofs would be a really awesome thing to do. I also really appreciate this man inviting us into his home and hosting us. We were able to have some beautiful time to kind of just sit and hang out. And thank you, Dr. For giving, some wisdom of life. It's always a wonderful thing to have time to slow down and ask people who have really lived questions about their lives and help them use that as guiding stones in your life. And also just to enjoy people's company. I think this trip was something that was we didn't really know each other beforehand, and so being able to take time just to kind of hang out and talk to each other without any fuss or anything was really wonderful. And we got to enjoy the beautiful sights of Berlin and the beautiful garden that he'd spent so much time and money cultivating. And I think, dedication like that is also a wonderful thing to see and a wonderful pillar of humanity to kind of look up to. And as we were leaving, we saw one of these corkmen that had been placed on the top of the different street signs throughout Berlin. It was originally a yoga teacher who had started creating them and kind of putting them on pillars to recognize peace and joy and love and kind of slowing down in life. So we were really excited to see one. They are like collectible, so people would they would announce on the radio where they were, and people would drive and pick up ladders on the side of the road to take them off. And when we located one, we couldn't help but also participate in that activity. So here's Savannah being held up by 2 other people to reach it.
Wait, jump.
Is she gonna get it?
Hold myself.
Hold my beer.
Well, I fell. You shook the whole time.
It came off. I was pulling it by his feet, but.
Hey Cindy, how are you?
I really need to pee.
There's a grate right there, squat. It's a composted toilet.
No.
We once again made our way back on the u-bahn and we stopped for some wine and then headed to dinner. We went to Five Guys, I am sorry to say. The wine is just so cheap and also delicious. Here's the Riesling that we bought. One thing about the food is the doctor who made our dinner reservations every night lives in Berlin, is from Berlin, and also only made one reservation for a German restaurant. I'm not saying that German food isn't good. I'm just saying there's more Italian restaurants in Germany that I've seen than German food restaurants, which I think is a little suspicious. After dinner, we just walked around Berlin for a little bit before heading back to the hotel and hanging out. I think the biggest takeaway from today was just kind of getting to experience more about Germany and the culture, and learn about sustainability in the schools, yes, and the different ways in which they're doing that, but also to see how they're integrating learning about sustainability into those systems was really awesome. It was also a really beautiful day to sit around and just get to know each other and hang out, and doing that, on the roof in Berlin, but also when we got back to the hotel, and just being able to talk about different things going on within that we saw in German culture and in American culture. And I think, slowing down today and being able to experience those was a really wonderful experience that I really appreciated. It's been a lot of different things that we've seen throughout our course of our time here. And so being able to have that time to just talk to each other about those experiences and kind of digest them, I hate that word, but digest those experiences and see how they apply to our lives and the lessons that we'll learn and take away was really beautiful. So yes, we love sustainability, we love Germany, we love them together. So yeah, that was the end of day 13, a really wonderful day.